The Raptors are horrible this year. Hey guys, Emmanuel here, and before I jump into this video, I just want to ask you guys to give me the HBO special. That is the Help a Brother Out, and you can do that by hitting the subscribe button and leaving a like underneath this video. I don't like long intros, so let's jump into this analysis of the Toronto Raptors. The NBA season is at a halfway point, evident by the fact that this weekend is the All-Star break. And I think it's safe to say that the Toronto Raptors have become a huge disappointment, although it brings me great pain and no pleasure in making that statement. But it's true and it's evident, and the truth is in the details. 59 games into the season and the Toronto Raptors find themselves 9th in the Eastern Conference. Currently, if the season were to end, they would be in the play-in tournament. But that's just a fancier way of saying they are a middle-of-the-pack team. And that is the worst place a team can find themselves, because that is no man's land. It is a place where a team doesn't suck enough to the point where they are a lottery pick type of team, while simultaneously being good enough to make the playoffs, but not being good enough to make any impact in the playoffs. But don't get it twisted, just because they can make the playoffs via the play-in tournament doesn't mean they don't suck. They do suck. And that's a disappointment, because I had high hopes for the Toronto Raptors this season. So why do the Toronto Raptors suck? Well, like most things, it's a very complicated answer. And today I'm going to try and analyze and give my reasoning as to why the Toronto Raptors find themselves in a position they're in right now. So the first reason I think the Toronto Raptors suck is because the Toronto Raptors don't have a true number one. Now, I can already hear some of the Toronto Raptors fans in the back saying, oh my god, but Pascal Siakam, oh my god. Pascal Siakam is not a true number one. There, I said it. Better to rip that band-aid off now than later. As much as I love Pascal Siakam, he is a number two. Pascal Siakam is a solid number two, but he's not a franchise player. He's not a player that can carry a team on his back. He's not a player that can shoulder the burden of a team on his back, that can rally guys to his cause, that can have guys follow him, that can get more from guys every night, right? Pascal Siakam is what Anthony Davis was in New Orleans. Anthony Davis was touted as a all-time talent, this, that, and the third. But when you really look at Anthony Davis's time in New Orleans, what did he accomplish? Nothing. It wasn't until he got to LA when he was LeBron's number two in which he was starting to actually flourish. Anthony Davis never got anything done in New Orleans. Even though it was a team that was going to be built around him, nothing ever actually happened. And there's a lot of number twos in the league masquerading as number ones. Another one of these guys, in my opinion, is Karl Anthony Towns. What has Karl Anthony Towns done in Minnesota? That team's been built around him ever since he got there. It's not until they've gotten Anthony Edwards, in which I think is more of a number one than he is, that they've been successful. They've had multiple guys on there. Jimmy Butler with Karl Anthony Towns didn't work, right? D'Angelo Russell with Karl Anthony Towns didn't work. There's a lot of guys masquerading as number ones in a league, but they are not actually number ones. Pascal Siakam is one of that. And Toronto Raptors have a guy who is trying to be a number one, and it's not working. He was great as Kawhi Leonard's number two, but Kawhi Leonard's not there anymore. That's why I advocated so hard last summer for the Toronto Raptors to try and get Kevin Durant on a team. The way that the Toronto Raptors is currently built, the Toronto Raptors are currently built for a star to be inserted in there. Because think about the DeMar DeRozan Kawhi Leonard trade. They did a swap of DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard, and immediately they went to the finals. They won the finals. Now, in my opinion, I think Pascal Siakam is as good as DeMar DeRozan was for the Toronto Raptors. Nothing outstanding, not really a superstar, barely an all-star. I think that is Pascal Siakam. And I think Pascal Siakam has reached his ceiling. And the reason I say that is because you have to look at his past and his present to know his future. Let's take a look at Pascal Siakam's past. He was in the G League, right? He was in a G League he had to develop. It's a miracle that he has accomplished what he's accomplished right now. He's not a natural born talent. He's not a natural born franchise player in which you watch, you know,